Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Welcome back if you're returning. So I wanted to look at the trial between Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. Today is the 14th, so they just wrapped up for the week. Johnny was being cross-examined. I will tell you that I have not been watching the trial until today. I caught glimpses of it over the past week, and so I did go back and watch some of the highlights from the week that's passed. But I did watch the full cross-examination today, which was pretty brutal. Anyway, so what we're going to do is we're going to look at Mr. Depp's energy right here, his current energies. We will look at Amber Heard's current energies, which will be over here, and down the center is the bonding energies. I also did pull some outcome cards. So outcome for him, outcome for her, and within the bridge and the bond, what the outcome will be for that as well. And I also pulled some oracle cards that we'll take a look at the end. So let's just get into this. Johnny Depp, we all know who he is, and yes, he's coming out as the King of Wands here. So he has some really big energies. It's 3 out of 6 major arcana, which is pretty big. And on Amber's side, you can see there really is no majors coming out, which is very telling to me. This is probably the biggest wake-up call that he's ever had in his life. This is a huge time for him. It's a time of deep transformation. You can see he's getting justice with the world, so that's a very positive energy here. What I notice about Johnny's energy is that he's looking backwards. So he really is in a place of reflecting upon his actions, his words. He's just in a place of really looking back, asking himself some powerful questions. The King of Wands is, everybody loves a good King of Wands. It's very much Johnny, just that artist, the creative genius, very, very passionate, right? Because we see the devil here in the center, which, can indicate just this sort of obsessiveness about art and passion and the things that you really love, like being very committed to them. And the King of Wands being someone who's very much in his power. I call him like the master of the law of attraction. So, and you'll notice too on Amber's side that she gets the Queen of Wands. So we're seeing this, at least when they met, it was a sort of vibrational match between the two of them. There's a reason why these two came together, and especially for Johnny, because he is older. And so this, like I said, is probably the biggest wake-up call of his life. I see him absolutely answering that call. The Knight of Swords for me represents multiple things here. It's definitely him answering all of these really hard questions, having everything he's said put on blast, because everything was being recorded. A lot of their conversations were being recorded. So he really is looking at all of this. And I feel that there's this energy of just evaluating himself, really, really reevaluating himself, all of the time and energy that he's put into his life, his work, his life's work, this relationship in particular. And with judgment, it's also he is facing the harshest judgment of his life so far. So there's that. And also the Knight of Swords representing this, this very aggressive communication style that the two of them sort of have with each other, when they're fighting, when they're, arguing. And then even when they are sort of getting along, it's still very, like their communication style is, it doesn't seem, just from what we've seen, like very soft. It's more cutting, and that's sort of how they communicate with each other. But I feel that this is a time of huge transformation for him. So the cards Justice in the World, it does show a potential where he comes out of this sort of victorious. I also feel that this is where he really is trying to bring the truth to light. He is committed to that. He's committed to, because he's looking back, so he's taking a fair assessment, Seven of Pentacles, about things that have happened. He's judging himself, he's watching the world judge him, and he really does want a fair outcome. The world indicates that there's a victory. It also indicates that, judgment being number 20 and the world being 21, this is definitely the completion of this very, very long cycle. And also that this is a man who is going to come out of this completely transformed. So the energy is just really being wrapping up for him in a huge, huge cycle of his life. Like, he will never be the same. And I do feel that he's going to come out of this a much better man, no matter what the outcome is. Although, seeing this, it makes me feel that the outcome for him is going to be pretty good. So and I won't show you the outcome cards yet for him specifically, but this is, like I said, the completion of a huge cycle. This is where you traverse the whole arcana, the whole sacred arcana, and it's stubborn because it's all of the fixed signs here. So this has been a slow process. And this trial may drag on. It may drag on for a while. Even the judgment may drag on for a while. So I feel as though this is something that that is, it's not quite over yet. It's going to go on for a while longer. Okay, so let's move over to Miss Amber Heard. Again, there's no major arcana in her spread. I know it's only 6 cards. The majors did come out in the bridging energy. So we're getting the energy of 7 again. So the 7 of Cups with the King of Cups and the Queen of Wands. So this is where these two are some type of vibrational match. The Queen and the King of Wands are often the actors, the performers, so very fitting for both of them. It's that fire, it's passionate, it can be very dramatic. With the 7 of Cups and the King of Cups, it shows me her sort of emotional dysregulation, especially with the 5 of Cups there. This is someone who she definitely has a difficult time balancing her emotional state. It's a very fiery, emotional world that she carries around with her. She may be someone who because of the 2 of Pentacles there are times where she feels really confident in herself, very good about herself, and then other times where it's like a sinking ship. That's what they're telling me, inside of her own world. So she feels good about herself, then she feels very insecure and emotionally sort of empty. That's what I'm feeling. With Amber, though, I feel that because her sort of main cards, this is like her own inner masculine and feminine, they're looking towards the future. So whereas Johnny is really looking back, he's really reflecting, he's looking to learn the lessons he really wants to learn from this. I feel with her, yes, this 5 of Cups is sort of looking to the past and looking down. So there is this place where she is hurting, right? There is this space within her that is grieving this, that is, disappointed, whether it's in herself or the whole situation. But she's really looking toward the future. So I feel that this is someone, she's very, very focused on her dreams. She's very, very focused on who is going to still want to work with her, where the opportunity is going to be. That's her main concern right now. She's focused on, who's going to want to work with her, where's the work going to be for her, and there is this part of her that's wondering if she can sort of, I don't know, if she can sort of like handle this all on her own. Can she balance this life? Because I feel that I don't know, being with Johnny was, the 2 of them were really bound to each other with the Devil there. So we'll just move over here and talk about this. So these cards that came out were like, it was so obvious. So this may just be, very obvious to all of you who are watching this. Yes, there was a death of the union there, death with the 4 of Wands. So there was a death of this relationship and ending. And this is where you can see how toxic this situation was. Again, something that we're all aware of. I don't follow celebrities very much, so I know that these are things that have been in the tabloids for a long time. Anyway, so the Devil came out in the bridging energy with the Page of Swords and the Emperor. So I just feel that this was a giant like it was a lot of power. It was like gosh, why can't I find the words right now? You know, these are two people who were really trying to stay in their power, bumping heads over power, who's right, who's wrong. The Page of Wands is, you know, this is that communication. This is all of the fighting. Really, really nasty. With the Devil, this is, you know, who has the bigger sword, um, who can hurt each other more with their words. And obviously, the Devil energy can absolutely turn to violence. And the Emperor, it's sort of like a power play here, where there was always this sort of fight over who was in control. And like I said, with her, I just feel that I don't know how much she's able to reflect. We get this sort of the King of Cups is scorpionic. So, this is someone who may mask how they really feel. This is someone who may not be able to express their emotion in a healthy way with the Seven of Cups there. It's someone who just is not really in touch with how they really feel. It sort of lacks self-awareness, is what I'm seeing with her. She really lacks self-awareness, and um, she wants to. She's someone who does feel very deeply. So I feel that there's like something that she hasn't discovered about herself in a big way. So she has the Seven of Cups is like the sevens are your spiritual tests and challenges, and they both have a seven there. So his is more. It's the Pentacles. I feel like it's more about like his self-worth. And I'll tell you why I'm saying that specifically, because one of the oracle cards that came out really about his worth, about like really where he waters his garden, and feeling like he's really worthy, you know, and that's sort of the judgment. This is his big wake up call. And for her, it's more about her emotions. Like, I feel like she feels all of these things and she may think that she's right. That's the Queen of Wands. She may really feel like she's right, she's justified, but there's things that she's just unable to see clearly. It's that Piscean energy of I don't know, a lot of illusion. So I feel that there's a lot of fantasy with her. She may make a lot of things up. And, you know, and with the King of Cups, that's scorpionic. So it's deep, and it can even be dark. Her internal world may be very dark at times. And that's sort of why we see, like with the Queen of Wands and the King of Wands, these two really were very passionate about each other. There's no doubt about it. They were a vibrational match at one point, but I really feel like right now she may be trying to turn this pain into opportunity. So, you know, here we go. This is her like out in her community in Hollywood, seeing who she can work with, being on set. And there's just something within her that may never be satisfied, or she is and then she isn't. And this is sort of like the emotional world that's her own inner roller coaster. All right, so let's take a look at the outcome. So you guys, for the outcome for Johnny, we got the Ten of Cups with the Lovers. I mean, you really can't make that up. So this is where he is going to be a much more balanced person when all is said and done. I feel that this is his inner union within himself. This is an opportunity for him to really balance his life, maybe for the first time in many years. The Lover speaks to healthy choices, and this is a person he is, you know, it's almost like you have to see the worst in order to desire the best. So congratulations to him for getting these cards. The outcome for Amber was really interesting. We're getting more people, and it's like with him, you know, there were two people, Knight of Swords, King of Wands, but it was a lot of the majors. And with her, it's like a lot of people coming out. Even with the three of Pentacles there, it's like, you know, people. So I'm feeling the King of Swords represents her attorneys, her counsel. This is someone, like I was saying, you know, and there is this huge age difference. So just in general, with her being so much younger, less experienced, she's someone that's going to require a lot of counselor. This may even be her going to a counselor, being in therapy. But I also feel this represents the attorneys. You know, she's going to have a lot of dealings with attorneys. The Page of Cups can talk about having to apologize. So I don't know how that's going to go. She may have to apologize for some things. We'll see how the rest of this ends up. But it's also speaking to her inner child. It's speaking to her own sort of, you know, her youth, right? Because she is coming out as a queen, you know, here, but here's the youthful side of her. Here's the part of her that's going to have to process a lot of this sort of grief, and perhaps it's disappointment in herself. I'm not sure, because I don't really know that she's reflecting. But the sevens pose a question. It's a spiritual test and challenge. So this may be where she gets good counsel. You know, she commits to that, and she sort of works on doing some healing, and who knows, there could be an apology coming in the future from her. It would be from her. This could also be the way that she's dealing with her, whether it's her agent or, you know, people within the community. She's gonna approach that with a very sort of innocent youthfulness that's very apologetic and seemingly open-hearted. Okay, so that's what I'm seeing from her. It may also be where, you know, I am noticing this is someone who is very highly intelligent. She is a very intelligent woman, and so she's sort of using, it's like the heart isn't standing at the forefront, like it's like her logical mind, her reason is what's really there. So she's when she's sort of coming from a place where it seems very heartfelt, there's actually this King of Swords is what's driving that, is what's behind it. Okay, so in the outcome for the bridge, this was very interesting. I'm still sort of processing this, why the Wheel of Fortune is there with the High Priestess. 100% this is fated. This is very karmic. Okay, these are very dense karmic energies here. So, and you'll see also why I'm saying this. I feel that they are past life connected. They're wrapping up some kind of karma from a past life. And this is the wheel that's turning. Now, with the High Priestess there, which way is it going to go? Because the High Priestess holds the light and the shadow there. She's holding the records, right? And even in the Wheel of Fortune, you can see, again, this represents the 4 fixed signs. So we get Taurus, Leo, Aquarius, and Scorpio. And all of these figures are holding the book, right? So, and the High Priestess, she holds the book. So this is stuff that's in the records, you guys. And with the High Priestess, it's things that are hidden. So we've got Jupiter and we've got Pisces here. So, and both Jupiter and Pisces, Jupiter and Neptune are in the sign of Pisces right now. And this is where it's like, I don't know, I just feel like it's illusion, it's the polarity, the light and the shadow. It's like where the wheel is like bringing all of this out. So I feel that there are still things that we don't know. So there's definitely some secrets. And with the wheel turning, it's like, I feel that more is going to be exposed. It's the Wheel of Fortune. So it's karma here. And I feel as though with the outcome for both of them, like this is the bridging energy. We already saw her outcome, we saw his outcome, but this is sort of bigger than that because I feel that this is sort of between them. It's in their records, and you know, and this is something that was sort of written, you know, it's already been written. So let's take a look at some oracle cards. I loved his card. So this is Starlight Frequencies by Dark Moon Crystals. So for Johnny here, we get the Temple of Light, and this is number 36. And yeah, it's about his worth. And we see Saturn and Jupiter there with the pyramid. And I feel like that might even be maybe Venus or Mercury. It's talking about his worth. See the truth of who you truly are, a being of pure love and light. I love that this came out for him because this is obviously someone who has struggled with addiction, abuse, codependency, all of that, you know, for most of his life. So I feel that this is where he's transforming. I feel that like this next chapter, because he's closing out a big chapter, this next chapter of his life is going to be more about him really focusing on his worth and seeing himself from new eyes. And I'll show you what was at the bottom of the deck there, so we get illumination. It's like having the sun. So shine your light upon those who cannot see. I feel that this is something that, you know, the light coming in, the sun coming in, the orange, it's the solar plexus and the sacral chakra. So sort of healing those chakras around identity, around ego, confidence. I think he's getting a real boost. Regardless of what the outcome is, I feel that he is going to use this very positively. So for Amber, the card that came out for her, let me see, yes, was prayer. So again, this call to, you know, to talk to the divine, because this is someone who has a lot of sadness within her, who has a lot of emotional and even, you know, it's again, it's sort of a mirroring of his, but just in a different way. So I feel like prayers, you know, it's really important for her. I don't know if she's a very spiritual person or not, but this is like her guides are reaching out for her. And this is such an interesting card because, you know, especially with celebrities having a voice, that she is, and this was at the bottom of the deck for her, that she, you know, absolutely, she can turn this around. She's young. She can come from a higher state of consciousness. Her words have the ability to either hurt or heal, like all of us. And this is a place where I'm feeling that she's someone who doesn't feel safe being vulnerable in a real way. Seven of Cups with the King of Cups. She can be that person because the King of Cups wouldn't come out if she wasn't capable of that. So that's her more masculine side of her that feels a difficulty really expressing her true self. And I feel that that's where her opportunity is, you know, to break down her own walls, that Spirit really wants to connect with her. Her guides really do want to connect with her. So then for the bonding energy, okay, for the bridge, we got, I love this because it sort of trumps the devil there. Masters, teachers, and loved ones. So within this space of toxicity, abuse, all of it, the divine is always there. And it says, you are being guided by the divine. Allow your heart space to open and trust that we are here with you every step of the way. So I love that. Number 20. So that goes back to judgment, right? And at the bottom, which is so interesting, at the bottom of that pull was the Lords of the Records. And what's so interesting about this is, yes, it's the Akashic Records. We were talking about the book, right? But this is also how everything's been recorded. So much has been recorded. So it says the archive of your soul information is open and ready for you to access. You can now align more deeply with your soul purpose. And I feel that this is where perhaps they're both being guided. I feel she's, you know, I don't know exactly where she is on her journey. She's definitely more looking toward the future. And, you know, she's younger, so that's a thing, right? She has her whole career and life ahead of her. So I feel that she's more concerned about how this is affecting her future, whereas Johnny is really trying to understand how things got so out of control and, you know, and how he got to this place. But like I said, I feel he's going to be in his power because that pyramid represents masculine power. Being able to, you know, really manifest your will. And how are you manifesting your will? Which sort of planetary influences are you working through? But so I feel a lot of hope for him. And for her, like, I feel like it's just going to be, you know, it's going to be a journey for her. Like, I feel that she is being called to get really more in touch with her heart. Her heart really wants her to connect with it in a really big way. So the Lords of the Records, yes, especially with everything that was recorded, really interesting. So I hope that you like this. Please give it a thumbs up. Oh, I wanted to show you, sorry guys, my gosh. I wanted to show you too at the bottom of the deck, because I did the tarot all in one pull. It wasn't jumpers, it was just all in one pull. And the Three of Cups was at the bottom. So, of course, this is speaking to, being happy and celebrating, being in joy, your soul family. It's all goes back to the Empress. But it's also about, substances and substance abuse and things like that. So, I really feel that that's an important aspect of this is that there's healing available for everyone. And this is something that maybe we can discuss as a community, send love and send light to all parties involved, that everybody gets, because justice is blind, and so this is where there's a fair outcome for all. No matter what that looks like, that justice be served, divine justice. So I will leave it at that, ladies and gentlemen. I hope that you're all well. If you like this, please do hit the like button, subscribe, and share, and I will see you all soon. Take care. Namaste.